Good morning, everyone, and welcome, a belated welcome to the National Conference of the Shenandoah Valley Battlefield Foundation. I'm extremely proud and humbled to be chairman of our Board of Trustees. I hope you all enjoyed the tour yesterday. I thought I knew everything about the Battle of Harpers Ferry. Boy, was I wrong. I never realized that General Halleck was a strategic genius. I'll give you a little background on the chairman's breakfast. I got the agenda last year for the conference, and I was very surprised and disappointed to see that Keven was not providing us breakfast at the conference. So I walked into his office one day, and Kevin's quite a student of history, as you know, and he was reading a biography of Robert Goodloe Harper, who was a congressman from South Carolina in the late 18th century. And he's well known for saying, during the crisis with the French at that time, millions for defense, not 1 cent for tribute. Well, I told Keven we really ought to, buy breakfast for you all, you the guys that makes this organization tick. And Keven looked at me and glared and said, millions for land preservation, not 1 cent for breakfast. And every now and then I have to remind him that I am the chairman. So I told him I'd pay for breakfast if he was too cheap to do it. So we had, you had one breakfast at least at last year's conference. So this year I was hopeful that maybe he'd be a little more generous. And, but I hadn't seen the agenda yet, so I walked into his office, and Keven again was reading history about since it's the 250th anniversary of the American Revolution, Keven was reading a book about the Stamp Act. And you'll remember James Otis Jr. from Massachusetts said, "No taxation without representation." So I said to Keven, I thought he had softened up, maybe we ought to pay for breakfast at this year's conference. And Keven said, "No breakfast without remuneration." I don't know what that meant, but anyway, I was quite surprised that he actually paid for breakfast yesterday, and he'll do it again tomorrow. So maybe he learned something from all that. But anyway, I have a theory as to why he did it, though. You all have really supported the board and the staff tremendously this year. Just this past week, we closed on an easement on Fisher's Hill on 146 acres. And that project is one I know our Board of Trustees and our staff were a little nervous about. It was very expensive. This developer wanted to build a bunch of houses on this property, and we decided we just had to protect this land. And we kind of went out on a limb, and we bought it. We had to borrow a lot of money. We had to pay interest on it, and now we've got our grants, and it's a thing. It's closed, and you did that. And same thing with Kernstown, where we saved 134 acres. 134 acres, very expensive. Again, we had to borrow money, and again, the membership, I think we'll be coming back to you on that one, but the membership has supported us on that 100%. So anyway, I thank you for all you've do for the foundation, and thank you for being here at this conference. Hope you enjoyed today.
Thank you very much, Mark. And as you all finish up breakfast, make sure you grab as much food as you would like and go back to the bookstore and take the last few minutes to get yourself together. We're going to be starting here at about 10 till 9. So if you'd like to get your last bite to eat and come back to your tables, that'd be great.